All right, everybody. We're just going to do a quick summary of dividing by polynomials. Let's see what we got here. 4x plus 10 divided by x plus 2. Don't forget, synthetically, we set this equal to 0 if we're going to do a synthetic division on this, which we can because of that single coefficient of 1 in front. So this is going to be negative 2. So we get negative 2, 2, 3, 4, and 10. So if we bring down the 2, that's going to be 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, which is negative 1. If we combine those, negative 1 times negative 2 is 2. Since that's 2, 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12, and we get a negative 2. So if we get this, we divided, remember this is x to the third, this is x squared, this is x, and that's my constant. These all go down by 1 because I'm dividing by x. So this is 2x squared, this is 3x squared, this is 4x, and this is x, sorry. We'll put a line through that. 2x squared plus 3x plus 4 plus my remainder over my divisor. So now that's my answer. But I also can write it using the remainder theorem. So the remainder theorem states that if I have a remainder, this is a point on the line. So that means that y is equal to negative 2 and x is equal to negative 2. So if I plug in x, I get out y. That is function notation. That's using the remainder theorem. One other piece is if the remainder is 0, then the divisor is a factor. And we'll get to that in a little in the next few weeks. But just dividing polynomials, don't forget that you can set these up using the coefficients. Don't forget if there's missing anything, you can plug in a 0. So that is actually synthetic division. Now, if we go a little farther and we go 2x plus 1, we'll do a long division problem. 2x plus 1. If we do a long division, let me write that a little lower. 2x plus 1. Let's clean that one up. Let's see, there we go. 2x plus 1. And we're going to write that over, let's say, 4x to the third plus 6x squared plus 0x plus 4. Let's just do that. So we're going to divide. For a long division, people, I know this is where some people kind of struggle a little bit. See if I can find a pencil that works. That has something in it. We need to take our first term here and our first term here and divide them. So off to the side here, I'm going to go 4x cubed divided by 2x. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. X cubed divided by x is x squared. So we're going to multiply through 2x squared times 2x is going to be 4x cubed. And then we're going to go 2x squared times positive 1, which is positive 2x squared. But when I subtract, I end up getting opposites. So I got to subtract this whole thing. So now I've got negative 4x, which those are going to cancel. and then positive 6x squared minus 2x squared, which gives us 4x squared. This step here, everybody forgets to change that sign. Don't forget to change the sign on that one. So then we bring down the 0x. Doesn't really matter at that point. So then I take my new first term, which is 4x squared. I divide it by my first term, which is 2x. And I get plus 2. And then x squared divided by x is x. So now I get 4x squared times, plus 2x. Again, it's like a distribution problem. I'm going to take 2x, I'm going to multiply it into 2x plus 1. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 1 is 2x. We're going to subtract them, which changes the signs. And we're going to get negative 2x, bring down the 4. So now I have another new first term, which is this guy right there. So that new first term gets divided by, don't forget to keep the sign that comes with it. It's going to be negative 1, and the x's cancel. So negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. We're going to subtract them. So this becomes a positive. This becomes a positive. So I get 5. So now I've got plus 5 over 2x plus 1. So it's a repeated thing. We're going to divide first terms. First terms. Then we're going to distribute. And then we're going to subtract. So it's step 1, step 2, step 3. And slide that up just a little bit. And then number 4, repeat. 1 through 3. So just like we did here, we divided the first term, put it here. We distributed the first term into each one. Then we subtracted the first term. And then we got our answer, and then we repeated it. Divide the first terms, distribute the answer, subtract, got a new first term. Divide the first term, distribute the first term after the answer, not the first term, distribute the answer, and then subtract. That's our rundown or summary of long division. Don't forget, we can write this in function form, in function notation. So if I plug in, so I got 2x plus 1 equals 0, x equals negative 1/2. If I plug in negative 1/2, I get out my remainder. So this is not a factor because it's not a remainder of 0. It's a point on the line at negative 1/2 and 5.